Okay, there's a very specific reason why they keep on pushing the out of Africa theory, and they're hiding the fact that they invaded America, which is the promised land, which is Hebrew Israelite land, and why in both the Middle East and in America you have a group of Caucasians that claim their descendants are both the religion or the spiritual practices of Israelites, one being the Jews over there, and in America you have the blue-eyed, blonde-haired Mormons up in Utah, or aka Judah, that have taken that branch of the Israelites' books and religion and claimed it as theirs, and you have the Jews over here, which have taken part and claimed it as theirs, and they're keeping them away from the actual people who they belong to. So let's jump down here. The Book of Mormon tells of a branch. This is from a rare Mormon tract, a very old vintage Mormon tract from the 1950s that talks about America's ancients speak from the dust, Isaiah 29:4, and it goes through all about how America is Israelite land. But anyway, let's go over here and let's read this. The Book of Mormon tells of a branch of Joseph that ran over the wall, the great ocean, to receive their blessing, and a land of everlasting hills. Everlasting hills, mounds? Interesting. John 10:14 through 16. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so I the Father. And I lay down my life for my sheep. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold, one shepherd. This is talking about the Israelites that were over in America at the time. The lands that they own. It's not just the land. We're going to jump over here to this book, and it talks about the Israelites. It talks about but says the Bible in Jeremiah, that's 30, for lo, the days come, saith the Lord, and I will cause them to return. This is talking about the restoration of Israel being restored, all 12 tribes. This is how you know those people over there in the Middle East are not the real people, because where are all the other tribes? Why is it just you that got restored? And how did you get restored? By Caucasian, European, and American governments, not by the Most High. But anyway, for I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they, the co-Adamics or Israelites, shall possess it. Translation and retranslation have in so many cases destroyed the true meanings of many biblical quotations. And my teacher tells me that foregoing quotation from Jeremiah should read, and I will cause them to return to the lands. So they translated it, the land, to make you think that the Israelites' land was some small little tiny piece of desert country over there in the Middle East, when in reality the translation said it should have been returned to the lands. They have multiple lands. Okay, you can screenshot and you can read the rest of that. We're going to jump back over here and continue reading down onto this. Christ also declared, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Yasharel, Israel. Matthew 15:24. After his resurrection, Jesus visited the righteous branch of Israel upon the American continent, established his church, and told the Nephite nation, Ye are they of whom I said, Other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. 3 Nephi 15:21. Okay, so you got a group of people in the Americas that are black that swear their identity was taken, swear their land was taken, and swear that they have a group of many invaders that have come over here and taken their entire identity. And that there's many clues and signs to show that these people over here are Israelites as well. So you have a dark-skinned black group of Shemitic people over here that has gotten their land stolen, that have claimed their identity has been stolen. And you go over here and you have a group of black people, a group of black people that say they came from over here and have had their identity and their land stolen. Interesting. Coincidence? I think not. So let's jump back to over here, and I want to read a couple more things off this really cool track. Okay, There are evidences that, let's just keep on showing some more evidences that there were definitely Israelites in America, and that the blue-eyed, blonde-haired Mormons, just like the white Jews over there, have taken the Israelites' identity. The blue-eyed, blonde-haired Mormons in America have taken the melanated Shemitic people's identity as well. And somebody in the comment section said, "Oh, that's not true. The Mormons don't actually claim to be descendants of the Nephites." Yes, they technically do. Yes, they do. They talk about white bearded great gods that they descend in. Come on. All right. There are two great migrations from Asia to the America. The first migration about 4,000 years ago. The second migration about 600 BC. They were the house of Israel. They worshipped one supreme God. They had knowledge of the early Bible history. They practiced Christianity, ? We know that Christ visited the Americas. Christ was in the Americas, as I read over here, that after his resurrection, Jesus visited the righteous branch of Yasharel upon the American continent and established his church, the Church of Joseph, the Latter-day Saints, which has been hijacked, just like this has been hijacked. Now, this is a book, Shambhala, Oasis of Light, and it talks about Jesus' journey, or Yahweh's journey, all throughout different places. That they're lying to you, that he went into the Himalayas, he went to Shambhala, he went under the Himalayan mountains, he went to the inner earth. He most definitely, if he touched the Americas, the Most High, Yahweh probably was over there near Lemuria. He was probably over near the southeastern portion of the United States, near the Florida Peninsula. As we see, he was definitely in the Yucatan Peninsula, and as I said before, he was in the Himalayas, and this book goes through it. Shambhala, Oasis of Light, goes through the evidences of Jesus being in the Himalayan mountains. So, interesting enough, it's talking about the different avatars, the different light workers that come every few epochs, every few time periods to show the way. And interesting enough, I'm going to read this because it is exactly what has happened with the records of the Israelites and the Jews. Israel and Judah have had their records stolen and taken, and have had their spiritual practices bastardized, and something completely different has been created by the Gentiles out of it as an attempt that they can take it. So, light. It may seem strange how totally different ideologies can come from one and the same source, but that is true. Each doctrine is intended for a certain epoch. When the teaching is distorted, it disappears to be replaced by a more dynamic and timely ideology. This contingency should instill tolerance in us if truth has many faces. So it's saying something will come with the truth. A group of people will come with the truth. Yahweh, Krishna, Moses, Muhammad, the Mahatmas, the Messiah figures, the Brotherhood of Light. A new avatar will come from the Brotherhood of Light to show us that in every generation there's always a righteous seed, there's always a righteous remnant, and you'll always have a group of evil people who hijack it, take that teaching, and create something completely false and different out of it. That's what has happened to the Stick of Joseph's teachings, the Book of Mormon. It goes by. The Holy Bible is now what the Jews' records has happened to them. So let's jump over here to this. More evidence. I've always read this. The early settlers of America were the posterity of Shem, who at the confusion of tongues scattered themselves over many countries, from whence some journeyed to America. Who do you think these Jaredite people were? Do you think they were brown, copper-skinned, melanated, the color of blood and soil mixed together, reddish red people as the sons of Adam were described? Or do you think they were pale-skinned, Mongoloid Indians that are portrayed on TV? Take a screenshot of that. It's from the book Atlantis to the Latter Days. Again, just check out the Indian prophecies here. You can go screenshot that as well. The Black Americans are the only ones that are fulfilling both Israelite and American Indian prophecy. And funny enough, both of them are very similar. So yes, there were Israelites in America. You can make fun of black people all you want. You guys like to say, oh, black people. Which one are you? Are you the Israelites? Are you the Indians? Are you the British? Are you this? Are you that? Are you this? Well, you guys claim to be the same things that we do. We're just correcting you and showing you that you are the liars. We're not.